Hi everyone, in this session we are going to learn about what is harvesting, and it is an agriculture practice. Okay, so what is harvesting actually? Harvesting is the cutting and gathering of crops after its maturation. Okay, might be you had seen, because in Amritsar you had seen that the fields are around you, and you are able to see when the fields are lush green in color, and when it gets matured it turns in golden brown color. Everywhere it is like that. Okay, so in the picture also you are able to see the wheat is there, and when the wheat become golden brown in color, that means it get matured. So this is the perfect time to cut the crop. Okay, and after cutting the crop we are gathering the crop. Okay, so what are the methods of cutting the crop? See student, traditionally in olden days, people used to cut because when we are having more and more labor. Okay, so we are cutting the crops with the help of sickle. Let me show you that sickle is this type of instrument which is used to cut the mature crop. Okay, but nowadays because it is very manual, as it is manual, so it is very time taking to cut the crop. Okay, so nowadays what we are having harvesters which is attached to the tractors. Might be you had seen in the field area that during the season of harvesting, so the tractors, they are having the harvester which is attached to them. Okay, and after what is the purpose of harvester? The purpose of harvester is to cut the crop. Okay, after cutting the crop, then we are having next thing, that is threshing. So what happen in threshing? The grains which are separated from the chaff by the thresher. That means the grain are separated again from the chaff. Chaff is containing the like the stalk and the seed coat. We can say the hard seed coat which is present on the grain. Okay, that is chaff, and it gets separated by thresher. Okay, fine. And combines, they are very popular in your city, and you are able to see that combines, they are having why it is called combine means together, right? So it is a combination of two things. First one is harvester and the second one is thresher. Harvester, what is the purpose? Right now we had talked about this, that the purpose of harvester is to cut the crop and gather the crop. Okay, then what is the next step? Then out of that matured crop, what we want the grain. So thresher, what is the purpose of thresher? The function of thresher is to separate the grain from the chaff. Okay, and this is done with the help of a tractor, the combine, and combine is having the combination of both of these two processes, the methods. Okay, and students, I hope you had seen the combine during the harvesting time in the fields around your areas, isn't it? Now after that, again the grain is finally, because the grain is not the pure grain, we are not getting only grain. After that we are getting grain with the combination of husk. So the mixture, like in class 6th, and in class 6 you had learned the separation of substances. In class 6 you had learned about this process, winnowing. So what is winnowing? Winnowing is the separation of grains from the husk. Okay, so husk is again the very light material. Okay, unwanted material which is present along with the grain, mixed with the grain. So what we have to do now, we have to separate the grain from the husk. And how we will separate? Look at the picture. As we know, husk is light in weight. Okay, so the movement, what the person is doing, the person is, see, behind the person we are having a mixture of wheat, grain and husk. So the person is, with the help of winnowing basket, okay, it is a very ordinary basket. In that basket the person is taking the mixture of wheat, grain and husk, and at a particular height he is throwing the mixture. Okay, he is throwing the mixture. So what will happen? With the help of wind, what happened? The lighter husk particles because it is lighter in weight, so it is being carried away by the wind. So we are having the collection of husk at a little far space. Okay, and the grain, as it is heavy, so it is falling vertically right in the front of the person. So this is how winnowing method is useful. And see student, we are not always depend upon the natural wind. Sometime what happen in the field area, we are able to see that big fans are located. So this big pedestal fans, they help to give the artificial way of wind. Okay, because of which we are able to do the winnowing process easily. Now after harvesting, it is the last and the final agriculture practice that the storage is very important. The moment we will gather the grain, okay, suppose we are gathering the wheat grains, so the proper storage of the wheat grain is required. So after it, what first the grain should be dried, okay, because if the grain is not dried properly, then what will happen? As we know, the fungus will grow and then it will destroy the entire grain. So the first the grain is spreaded in the open area, okay, under sun, so that it get completely dried up. After that, then it is stored in the jute bags, and you had seen that. Okay, so it is stored in the jute bags. After storing it in the jute bags, then it is people, the farmer, they keep them, okay, for some duration. They keep them with them, and after that they sell in the sell to the persons which is working in the granaries and the silos. So granaries, in granaries it is just like that all over it is a well storage facility. Okay, in the granaries we can see that so many jute bags were lying all over together in piles, and the person is every time they are looking for the temperature, whether the thing is kept in right temperature, humidity. Okay, and then after that we are having silos. Okay, silos are also a type of storage area where the granaries and the silos are the areas where the grains are, where the jute bags of the grains are kept on a very large scale. Okay, and see why there is need to store, because we have to protect. See, it is a food for human being. In the same way, it is used. It is a food for other insects and animals also. So why there is need to do the proper storage, so that we can protect the grains from pests, okay, then insects and rats. Okay, now improvement of crops, it is very important. Okay, because as we know that India is a populated nation. Okay, and every time we had experienced, the population keeps on increasing, and we are well aware that most of the population is below malnutrition, they are suffering with. So it is very important for the nation to see some preventive measures to save the crop and to improve the crop also. So what are the methods to improve the crop? The methods to improve the crop, the first one is hybridization. Student, I want to tell you that what is hybridization. What happen actually, it is done by crossing two or more variable, okay, having a desired genes. I want to tell you that they take the two parent plant which are very good quality of grain yielding. They are superior quality. So the selective, the desired gene, those who are having the best quality, they are taken together and then they are hybrid. Hybrid means they are crossbreed with each other rapidly, so that they can obtain the variety of maximum yield and utility. The grain quality should be more, then second, the more yielding, the production should be more. Okay, so hybridization is very helpful in this way. The second one is growing leguminous plant, as we had already learned this earlier also. Legume plant nitrogen fixing bacteria are present in this, so it keeps the soil fertile. In the same way, crop rotation means once we sow a crop, okay, like wheat, after sowing the second crop on a large scale, in between what we have to sow in the field, that is any legume plant, okay, that is crop rotation. And in the same way, mixed cropping also, like along with the crop we are putting the legume plants in between, so that the soil will keep on giving the nitrogen fixing bacteria. It increase the fertility in between also, okay. So these are the methods by which there is improvement of crop. And then what are the factors which are responsible for increased crop production? As we know that more and more food is required, okay, so how we can increase good quality of crop production? First one is that it is very, very important, as we had learned earlier in the agriculture practices, that the seed should be quality, seed should be selected. So we have to improve the seeds quality, okay. Second one is we have to improve the soil fertility in which we are sowing the seed. Then we have to be very, very careful the pesticides which we are using, okay. We have to be very careful regarding certain control of plant diseases, like recently we had faced locusts all over in Rajasthan and Gujarat area. So we have to be very vigilant about, and we have to know the preventive measure regarding such a mass like destruction of the crop, okay. And the last one is better storage facility. It is very important that when we get the grains, okay, that should be stored properly, otherwise at the end they can spoil easily, okay. Now after this, student, I just want to tell you that we had experienced a few eras, okay, like it is green evolution, white evolution, green revolution, white revolution. So what it means? Green revolution is a time period, okay, when there is a tremendous increase in the production of food grain, and it happens in the era of 1960 to 1980. So in between this time duration, what happened? There is a very tremendous increase in the production of grains, okay, and that's why it is called as green revolution. And during green revolution, many high yielding disease resistant crop were introduced, especially in India, okay. So that's why if you want to know more about green revolution, then you can search on net as well. Now as we had learnt earlier, that agriculture is not only about looking after the improvement and the quality of and the cultivation of the crops, but on the other hand side, we are having one more area where we have to look after the things, that is about animal. So what is animal husbandry? Animal husbandry is a science which deals with the breeding, okay, then feeding, rearing of domestic animal. That means we have to look after that, how it's about their population, okay, how they are breeding, then what are the things like a good food should be feeded to them, and the proper care should be done to them, so that, because domestic animals are very, very helpful. So because of that, like apart from crop cultivation, these are other areas which we have to look after at a equal importance, like the poultry farm, because see, might be you had seen such things in your city, because here these practices are very common. So poultry farm, where the the hen or the eggs are they are caring and they are rearing, so that it is having various purposes, okay. Then pisciculture, honeybees and the kettles, they are specially looked after by the people so that they can uh, be useful for them. Okay, let us start with the first one. Let me explain you first what is breeding. Okay, breeding is the method of producing animal with desirable characters. Like we can breed the animal the way we are doing the plants. Okay. Second one is feeding. Feeding is animals have to be feeded with balanced diet. The way when we are as a human, when we are taking balanced diet, then we become healthy. In the same way, plant balanced diet are also decided, and we should go for their healthy growth and development. Then weeding. Weeding is that the elimination of harmful and undesirable characteristic. Sometime what we happen, the offsprings, they are having some undesirable characteristics, so we have to erase them, we have to eliminate them, so that this characteristic should not be come in the next generation. Okay, then the last one is caring. The proper care management of the animal should be kept for to ensure their better health. Okay, now let us start with first kettles. Like kettles, that cow, buffaloes, bullock, they are known as cattle, and how useful kettles are in the agriculture practices also, and even for various other, milk we get from them. So cows and buffalo, they provide milk and other dairy product. So they, and bullocks are, they are used for agriculture practices like plowing, and cow dung cake is used for, it is a good source of gobar gas and the manure. Okay, which again increase the soil fertility. So they should be looked after, because as they are useful animals, so their caring should be equally important. Then poultry farm, as you know that poultry farm or rearing of poultry bird like hen, chicken is done in poultry farm, and these bird are reared for meat and eggs, both the purposes. And poultry farms, they are rich source of animal fats, protein and vitamins. Okay, and you know that egg, might be you have seen the picture of egg, that the hens start laying the egg at the age of 6th month. Okay, the egg laying bird is called broody hen. Got it? And you know, because we had learned earlier that the yellow portion is called yolk, and it is embedded in the white portion, that is called as albumin, right? So it is very important. Fine. And apart from this, honeybee provide us two important substances. First one is honey and wax. Since these bees, it provides honey, so that's why they are named as honeybee, and bees are economically very important. Okay, so that's why it is recommended to in a large scale. It is done by keeping the bees in large artificial beehives. Are you able to see in the picture? The man is having there is a box in his hand, and in a artificial, these are called as artificial beehives or apiaries. Okay, and there the honeybees are kept, and then they what they give us, they give us the honey. Okay, and along with that we get the this wax as well. Then fishery. Okay, pisciculture, fishery is very important. Fishery is very, like in Kerala, in mostly coastal area, the fish farming is very important. And because oil is obtained from fish, which are rich in vitamin A and D, and India is very rich in both freshwater fishes as well as marine fishes. So student, that's why animal husbandry is very popular in India. Okay, I hope you are able to understand this. Thank you everyone.